Hello and welcome back to my channel. When I talk about business and of course the hospitality industry, that's part of that, a restaurant and everything like that. And now that we are going through a pandemic, it is important to talk about all type of business out there because one will survive if that person does something right. But talking about business, business is broad, and today I have a special guest that will be talking about an aspect of business that most people take for granted. Some people take for granted, and she will explain to us great things about branding, not necessarily marketing, but branding. Well, marketing is all around us. And if you're not willing to sell, please don't go into business and don't even watch this video. So about you are selling every day about branding. So Catalina, welcome.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Catalina, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and about your company?
Yeah, so I work as a marketing coach, a marketing growth coach, and the goal is what I work and me and my team is to help business owners kind of like untangle all their marketing and figuring out what is the best cost to action. Now, right now I'm focusing more on YouTube marketing, using YouTube to generate leads, to actually kind of grow your brand and your expert brand online. So for example, if you, like you said, you work with restaurants or hotels or stuff like that, it's like, okay, you need to people to hear from you, and then so YouTube is a place where they can actually do that. So
Oh,
that's kind of like what it is.
okay. So, and how long have you been in this type of business?
So I've been working in marketing for about 13 years now. And with YouTube marketing, I've been going on for 4 years straight. I worked before with a company that specialized actually on YouTube and helping YouTubers to grow their channels. And that's kind of how my background is in marketing. And then I got hired to this company. And then that's where I worked corporate for a while until I decided to just branch off on my own. And then that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm focusing now on helping. I saw a lot of the power of YouTubers, you hear a lot of kids now, I call it kids, but teenagers making millions of money that kind of like figure out how to play the YouTube game for their brands. But what I thought is like, you know what, there is a lot of potential here for businesses. So it's kind of like I took my marketing background and it's how do we use marketing and also discover the power of YouTube for the business owner, which is a completely different game. If you want to become a YouTuber and make money as a YouTuber, it's a different game than using YouTube for your business and lead generation.
Oh, great. And as a business owner myself, I know how busy life can get. When I was running a restaurant, my last restaurant I managed, I was putting 60 hours a week easily. And I remember the time I just started working on my doctorate, and and my former professor, he happened to be a restaurant manager one time, so he understood, and he gave me kind of break. And after that, I ended up just going just into teaching. But I know that's important for those restaurant and business people to market and to let people know what is happening.
And then the nice thing is that now you understand, for example, when it comes from helping a business and because you worked in a restaurant as a manager, now you know what it needs to happen and what it doesn't need to happen for your restaurant to be successful. Because I think a lot of people think that it's just, and this is I've seen not only on a hospitality but in other industries, that it's just, oh, I have a great idea, and I have some money, or I'll get the money and I just get it. I just start doing it. You cannot just do that. I think you've seen that. If you cannot just open a restaurant just with a good idea. There's tons of little details that you need to work on, like customer service. I know you have you had an excellent video about that. But simple things that are simple are really what makes or breaks your business, right? So the same thing with marketing.
That's correct. In every business, you need to know. And I used to tell my former students when I was teaching face to face, because I've been a believing of online for the last 5 or 6 years, and for education, but for business, I was telling my students, you need to know about marketing and you need to know about branding, and as much as you need to know about accounting and HR. Those are components because I used to tell them when we were talking like about like a financial management class that they were all scared about interest rates and all of that. I said, no, no, we are going to take a management approach for you to run your business. And I used to tell them, you need to make a presentation in my class because you're going to be selling. We are not selling as well. You are managers. You will be selling, and that is so great. And so, what type of customers do you work with, or do you
So
coach?
I coach mostly business coaches. I have also small companies that have they're developing like a software, personal coaches, anybody who or health coach, anybody who actually will benefit from being in YouTube. Because right now my focus is in YouTube, and what YouTube does is helps you build you expert brand online. So for example, if you are choosing between two people, two business coaches or even two softwares, let's say, the first thing that we're going to do is go and check them out on social media. Now there is this unconscious kind of thing that happen in human brain is that you see them on your video, even if it's in YouTube, and you see them teaching, that automatically creates that authority level in your brain, which is actually going to give the coach or the company I'm working with that kind of like advantage, that perception that is actually higher, that they're more professionals, that they are experts. Once you position yourself that way, it's easier for you to close leads, to nurture your leads as well, but also to start actually getting into new levels. Maybe, for example, if you're a coach, to maybe start charging higher prices because you're perceived then as an expert, and therefore you are able to be more to grow your business. So at the end of the day, the clients that I work with is helping them get more clients but scale their business. So I usually work with businesses that had already been working for a little bit, had some traction. And the reason why is because when you're what's it called, a startup, you have all these little things happening. It's a lot of things happening with management and trying to get the idea off the ground, and adding that to social media. I don't like YouTube. I feel YouTube is a better tool for scaling the business, if that makes sense.
Okay, great. So it's all about branding and knowing your products or services, knowing what you are doing, because
Yes.
I often say that on my videos that most customers they're looking for you because they have needs and they have urgencies. So if they can find you that you can provide what they are looking for, then you are the winner. So
Yeah,
so what
and
is that
also,
important? Yes, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, because you mentioned branding, and branding is another aspect that YouTube help you with. It's kind of like, why are you different, and how is your, for example, the hospitality? Why is your food, your sandwich better than the other one? What makes you, it's also about, because if you talk a lot about customer service, a lot of people when they go to restaurants, they buy experiences, they buy they had the environment. So when you or go into social media and including YouTube, you can actually show, maybe a little bit things like, oh, here's my best, this is my team, or this is the fun things that we do at the restaurant, or these are some testimonials. So it's kind of like the experience of because it's not just about the food, it's about your brand, what makes you different. Employee also hiring retention, because if you have a nice brand and something that looks fun on video, right, you're going to
Mhm.
attract the best people to your company as well. So it's a lot, and it's not a brand, and it's not just for customers, but brand is also for employees and hiring and on all the stuff. So definitely it's a tool for that. You do not have to learn how to use it, but yeah.
So it is branding is I refer to customers like a company has two customers: internal, those employees, and external, which are paying customers. And that is a great point because one time I was doing a research and found out that about 57% of candidates said that they will not work for those companies that did not reach out, didn't reply back to them, because they were said those employees, those potential employees were saying that those companies didn't have good reputation. And when we're talking about reputation, goes along with branding. And okay, so branding, so it is important for a person to invest in branding, right?
100%. And then, and part of it, what is branded, and sometimes that word it's kind of is being used a lot, but don't people really understand what it is? It's about just what sets you different, and from the moment of, because I'm like, okay, well, why am I different? From the moment of, for example, let's say you're a person that is really concerned about customer service,
I
or
am,
someone.
yes.
Yes, so that's your brand, right? So for example, as a restaurant, it's like cleanliness for us is like, I'm obsessed with it. That's your brand, you know? It's
Mhm.
like, for me, it's super important that everybody smiles, or it's very important that the food is really fast, or
Yes.
all that, all that is a kind of like the personality, which is like, that's a must. So that is your brand, and that you as a business owner need to understand. And then when you think about investing in brand, it's about figuring out that what's important for you, what's important, and also of course the food is your product, right? Like it has to be
Mhm.
excellent otherwise, right? But then it's like, what's important for me, what's my brand, my personality, have to be, yeah, you say invest in it, so you understand, you have a clear understanding, because once you understand that, you're also going to attract the right employees. They're going to help you grow your business with your vision.
Great,
So
great, because
if you're not clear about that, you're not going to be able to you're going to attract anybody. If you're just like, I'm just going to get the cheapest person, you know, that people will not take care of your business, right? So it's it seems a lot of people think it's fluffy, and I'm like, why should I invest on that? Well, if you've been in business owner for a while, you understand that those fluffiness is actually what, like I said, makes or breaks your company. So branding is huge, and definitely is worth investing in it.
okay. So, and do you have any advice for someone, probably a person opening a business, about branding, and why the person to engage that from the beginning?
Yes, my advice is, before you even get into like even buying, like you say, like get the rent for the place or get anything like material physical, is branded is not just about a logo and colors. You need to sit down with someone like probably like yourself and help out figuring out what is that is going to make my business unique. And because I mean, now it's social media, everybody has reviews, you know, you have Google reviews, you have Facebook reviews, you have so many things. So once a person, if you don't have a brand defined, if a client comes and is like, what is this confusion, then people are going to start talking, and there's like, oh, this is crap, or the food was okay but the service was terrible, or I didn't understand what they were doing, or you know, and people are like, you know what, I don't care, the food is amazing, I'm just gonna, because that's our culture. We're in a culture where that those things matter. So definitely invest on sitting down with someone, figuring out what's important, what's gonna make unique. What do you want people to say when they talk about your business, like your restaurant, your hotel, and
Mhm.
then have that clear, and then work with someone to help you communicate that on your service, communicate that on your food, communicate that on your employees. Because something like, as a business owner, you're going to be so super what's it called, busy trying to figure out how to pay bills, how to keep your employees happy, how
Mhm.
to buy stuff. There's so many day to day that if you don't do that planning before, it's just going to go through like through the cracks. And it's just when you do that, you're going to be like 2 years have passed and your business is closing because it was a mess. So definitely organize, make sure strategic is done before you are even open.
Okay, for the last couple of days, I've been talking to a lady who is planning to open a daycare center.
Okay.
And that's right. You made a good point because first thing I told her, I said, you need to get those certificates. And she was like, can you help me? Sure. I said, yes. Those are the things that you need first before we talk about rent or anything else. Because yes, that's branding
And
is
also,
important.
certificates are extremely important. And reason why is because that's going to be part of your brand, is going to set you apart. Because you can then say, we are serious. We have, that's how you build a reputation,
Mhm.
right? If you're new in the business, but also as your is your brand, your serious business. So you're going to find a lot. You can say, well, I can just start a business without it. But is that the kind of service you want to do? But is that you're going to get yourself in trouble? Is that kind of what you know, like this is your life. So
Okay.
definitely worth investing in it, you know?
Okay, so you are saying that someone planning or in the process of opening a business should include branding in the marketing component, like in the
Exactly.
business plan. The business plan has a marketing component, but just underneath, okay,
Mm-hmm.
marketing, this is how I'm going to market, and those are the steps I'm going to
Yeah,
take,
because
right?
also part of branding is also figuring out what your vision and your mission is for your company. And if and a business plan for me is more like a working document. You know, it always
Mhm.
changes. But if you don't have a clear vision of who I am and what sets me apart, then once you have this business plan, will be nothing to you. So
Oh,
before you even jump on that, you have to go on the high level and be like, what do I want? You know, even if you, for example, I'm not saying that people want to do, for example, for the daycare kind of example, maybe this person wants to have a daycare chain one day, but she needs to understand that that's what she wants. What kind of daycare do I want? I want the one with the best, I don't know, the best teachers, or the one
yeah.
that is Montessori, blah, blah, blah. But she needs to have
Mhm.
the vision, and then she builds a business plan to get to there. But then she needs to understand her brand, what's going to set her apart, all those things, and then she can jump into things.
Okay, so that's great. So I'm sure I probably will be sharing this video with her
Mm-hmm.
because yes, that she will understand that it is not only me, but from you and from other people that's
and
important.
and then I know, like, in branding, like branding is the first thing you need to do, even before doing your website, before jumping into social media, before doing anything really, is the first thing you need to do. Because like I said, brand is not just about a logo and colors, it's way more than that. And you need someone to help you, because it's like, oh, I can sit down and do it myself. You need someone who's going to be asking you the right questions and be like, and challenging you, you know, and also asking you in the right direction, because otherwise you're going to spin in circles for hours.
Great, great. And then how can people reach out to you if so I know some people will be watching this video and they probably will be asking me who was your guest speaker and
Yeah,
how
for
can
sure.
they get in contact with you?
So you can go, well, I will probably include a link below in the description, but you can reach me at my email, Catalina at chia.digital. You also can reach me at my email, on my website, which is catalinareeb.com. I know that I'll just include it on
I
the
put
part.
the description below.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I usually, yeah, I'll include everything. You can find my information there.
Oh, okay, very good. Any final thoughts before we go?
Um, well, I know we're focusing on branding, but it's definitely the best investment you can do before you jump into doing anything for your business. I know I said and I repeated myself, but it's so important because I've seen a lot of businesses being really heartbroken 1, 2, 3, 4 years down the line, either because they're closing or because they're stuck, and they feel that they don't have anything to offer, or they don't have their value and their reason. And they do. People have so much to offer. Everybody is so unique. And if you are opening a business because you have the entrepreneurial heart and the entrepreneurial mind, it's just, you have to dig into what is going to set you apart. And sometimes the small difference are big differences. So don't think because, oh, I don't have, I don't know, I don't look like certain person, or I don't have all this money, or it's not that. It's the small details. Remember that people is not about how you look, but how you make them feel. And we all have control over that. So yeah, branding.
Okay, okay, very good. So I want to thank you for your time and for the opportunity
Thank you for having me.
sharing your information. And I will say it was a pleasure talking with you, and good luck with your branding
Thank you.
and coaching the coaches.
Yes, there you go.
Okay. Have a great day for now. And by the way, before we go, you are over there in Vancouver, Canada,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I'm in Vancouver.
Okay. So all the way from Canada, but because we have technology, it doesn't matter where you are, you can always do your branding with Catalina, right?
Exactly. That's the power of video. That's what I do, teaching people how to use the video exactly for this, expand their business.
Okay, very good. So have a great day, and as I say, I'm gonna be putting a description below that you can link to her through this video and keep going because you need your branding to run your business effectively. All
Okay.
right, you have a great day, Catalina.
Okay, bye.
Bye.